Hi friends! If you want to check out my most recent haul from Mented Cosmetics, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name is Alicia. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat love. I'm a fitness professional who loves things, all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I've been doing in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. I've been wanting to do a Mented Cosmetics dedicated video for quite some time. I'm disappointed in myself because I wanted to feature a black owned brand during Black History Month in February. Either that or doing the Bomb Makeup Challenge, black owned makeup brands, and showcasing as many as I can in one video for a whole makeup look. But I figured recognizing black owned brands should always be ongoing no matter what the month, right? So I am so happy to finally show you the products that I bought from Mented Cosmetics. Clearing the throat. Now, back in the day when they just had their lipsticks, they were so nice to send me a few, and I just never got around to do a video dedicated to showing the shades. And I'm so happy to see that they've upgraded their design. This is their old design. This is the current. Although they kept the same matte black packaging, they upgraded the font and the design for the Mented logo. So I was really happy to see that. And if you're wondering what Mented Cosmetics is, it is owned by AJ and Amanda. They're two black women who wanted to bring something new to the market in terms of delivering shades of nude that can fit all nude tones on the skin shade spectrum. I'm actually on their website now. I thought it would be more appropriate for me to read their mission statement in terms of why they decided to start Mented Cosmetics in the first place. You see here in the About page, you have AJ and Amanda here. Hi ladies! One night over a glass of Pinot, we sat down and asked ourselves, why is it so hard to find the perfect nude lipstick? That conversation sparked an idea, and that idea became the brand we are building today. We created Mented Cosmetics because we believe every woman should be able to find herself in the world of beauty, no matter her skin tone. We know you'll love being put first because when it comes to beauty, no one deserves to be an afterthought. From our original nude lipsticks to eyeshadow palettes to blushes, each of our makeup products is perfectly pigmented to match your skin tone. We want all women from light to tan to dark skin tones to feel like they have makeup that actually works for their complexions. So we've created the shades to help accomplish that. Start with our shade finder to find your perfect match and then begin building your collection today. We guarantee you'll find your new go-to or a fun addition to your makeup routine. Thank you so much for that mission statement, and I'm happy they found it upon themselves to fill a hole that was very much wide open. In terms of the notion of nude, right? Not only in lipsticks, but other items in the beauty space. Nude or skin tone will only be presented as a shade of some type of beige or medium tone of skin color, and we all come in different types of nude shades, right, for what our skin tone is. And when they released their first round of lipsticks, there were different shades of brown, pink combinations, and I'm so happy to see they actually added another finish. They started with their semi-matte finish, and then they moved into matte finishes, and also they added more shades to their original nude line, as well as glosses and lip liners. Very happy to finally get on here and try these products one by one. And with that said, friends, all timestamps will be down below for each product that I demo and I speak about. If you're interested in just the lipsticks, the foundation, the eyeshadow palette, the glosses, what have you, the blushes, you could just drop down below, see where that timestamp is, and I will see you over there. Why don't we come in a little closer? That's enough. On my skin prep today, I went in with the Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer. And because I went in with an exclusive moisturizer, I used my Nivea Sun Super Water Gel in SPF 50. This is a lighter texture than the Eevee, and whenever I'm layering sunscreen over another moisturizer, I'll go in with a gel type of consistency, whereas the Eevee, I just put her on and that's a wrap. Why don't we start with the nail polish, because you know I love my nail polish. They have 3 shades. They come in like a pink. I have the tan, and then it comes in a deeper brown. So this is the Yes We Tan shade that I applied a matte coat over it so you can see how it looks with the matte finish. And this is with a glossy finish. So I like both. I think both look really nice, and because it is similar in my skin tone, it makes my fingers, my nails look long and elegant. I'm gonna need you to stop blurring on me. And this is such a nice color to have if you want to wear nail polish but you need to be on the more conservative part of the spectrum in terms of your workspace. And I love the color. It almost, even though it says it's tan, it almost has like a mustard feel to it, which I really love. I love the tone of the tan shade they have for this polish. And again, they also have a pink shade as well as a deep brown shade. What I'm going to do, friends, also is put down the pricing next to the timestamps for each item I purchased, because I bought this during their 20% site-wide sale. And I was waiting for another one to roll around. I have my basket full. I just needed for that special to come around again so I could pull the trigger. And that I did. I wanted to go in with foundation first. I was rather very much excited to get my hands on this foundation because Jackie Aina freaking loves it. And I haven't used stick foundation in quite some time. I think perhaps the last one was my Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, which has been considered a holy grail for me for quite some time now. Hopping on quickly to the product page on their website. Also know that they have different bundles. So the foundation stick originally runs for $30. I got that 20% off. I think they have a bundle with their brush and foundation stick. You also have a loose powder and brush bundle. Oh, here it is. You have the Skin by Mented Duo, which you get the brush and foundation stick for $40. Your loose powder, and I believe they have a foundation brush and a loose powder brush, and they have the Mented and ABF Compact Duo, which I also purchased in season 1. I have the shade L30, and I was going back and forth with trying to decide which shade would look best on me. I decided to go with L30 because it is described to be light tan with neutral undertones. So I thought that was my best bet. I also have their foundation shade sample card, which I think you can purchase for $5. Yes, you can. And I think that's a great option to have. So I have the light shades here, the tan shades, and these are the deeper shades. This is so great. And it comes in a protective like this, right? And what I do, whatever I use, I just use little binder clips to hold the flap together so they don't dry out. And they're little mini cream samples of each shade that they offer for the stick foundation. Here we have an ultra hydrating formula that is lightweight and buildable, giving you the coverage you need with the natural finish you love. Happy to also report that it is fragrance free. Now this is how the foundation stick looks like. I love the design. I love the metallic, or it's just like a matte finish metallic color for the Mented logo. It is a matte black finish tube, and you have the Mented logo here on the top of the cap, and this is what L30 looks like. Just a quick swatch here. So initially it looks very warm. I was concerned, but when I apply this with my concealers that are lighter in shade, it kind of evens out on itself. And I also don't put on a ton, and I'll show you how I've been doing that. If anything, if I really wanted to splurge, friends, I would get the L10 shade for under the eyes and the highlight points of my face, because L10 is the lightest shade on here. It's fair with neutral undertones, which for the Mented Cosmetics line is probably going to be more of a medium start and not like a fair pale porcelain start. And the deepest shade they have is deep with neutral undertones, and that comes in D40. While I understand the whole point of a foundation stick is the ease of use, right? You just go bleh, bleh. But because I've been so insane about my sunscreen, I don't want to go bleh, bleh, so that I don't dismantle the film that has been formed on my skin. So what I've been doing, I like to warm it up first on the back of my hand, and it actually has a tighter consistency than the Hourglass, I feel. And I rather do this anyway because I want to get a nice smooth finish on the back of my hand first before I go in on the skin. I'm actually using my Chikuhodo GSN02 brush, and then I'll take some from the back of my hand, and we're gonna start buffing in. And I get it, this is not going to lay down the most coverage, right? But I kind of like it because I did this yesterday and I really appreciated the lightweight feel on my skin. I like the fact that I actually had this on, let me see, I applied this maybe around 10 a.m. and I didn't take it off until like 7 o'clock, and it still looked pretty fresh on my skin. I was very happy to see that, right? Now, if you want to see how it works, you know what? Oh, this is a good idea. I could do this and get a little more. The back of the hand technique I find is very helpful if you wanted to do more spot treating instead of full-on coverage. I'm switching brushes here. I'm taking my Wayne number 24S fan brush and punching that in. If you're one to use oil before you apply your foundation, I find this texture will very much benefit from that application technique. It will give the foundation a little bit more glide and slide on the skin so you don't feel like you have to apply more. Moving on to my Pat Shine Duo brush, and then focusing on the portions of the skin that need a little more coverage, and I'm moving on to my forehead soon. Now, while I understand this takes longer to do, I find this leaves behind the most skin-like finish. Now, there is not a fragrance, as I mentioned before, but it does smell like a makeup stick, right? So expect that if you have not purchased this already. If you have it, let me know what you think down below. If I wanted to go in directly from the stick, I'll use a smaller brush. In this case, I'm using my pat brush and patting down on the portions of my face that need a little more coverage. But you see, I mean, I know I am in front of natural light. It's a little warmer than my neck, but it works out. I don't know, because you saw how significantly warmer it looked on the back of my hand. Maybe I could cut down the exposure. And with that, you can see the warmness I feel a little bit more. But what saves it, I believe, is the neutral undertone, because if this was the same shade but a warmer undertone, I think I would have been in trouble and I would have had to get another foundation stick. But what I thought very strange, because I have the sample card as you saw, when I dipped into L20, I thought L20 appeared like a little warmer than L30. I think L20 is a warm undertone and not neutral. That's why I went with L30. L10 is, of course, lighter, but I feel all over my face would have been too dull looking. So what I've been doing, actually, I don't have it here. I actually use my little spatula, but it's all good. I'm taking my little pat brush and I'm placing that on the greater under eye area, because I will go in with a different concealer for right under the eyes. Will it be super indulging for me to grab another foundation stick just so that I could find the right shade match? Sure, but overindulgence is not new on this channel. Do you see how many concealers I have of one brand? I have 4 Dior concealers, 4 Hourglass concealers, and 4 Pat concealers. So having an extra Mented foundation stick is not going to be that crazy. I'm just going back on the portions. I need a little more blending. I really, really like this foundation, friends. And here's a close-up shot of the skin. I think my skin still looks like itself with the right amount of coverage. My hyperpigmentation spots, I feel, are covered enough for me that the pigments in this foundation stick are blurring as well, and it makes the skin look quite smooth. And it has a nice radiance to it as well. To add a little more lightness under the eyes, I'm going in with my Dior Forever in 2W, and also here on the brightening points of my face. And right under the eyes, I'm definitely going in with Pat's LM13. Oh, I got it on the first grab. Right here. Maybe I will get another shade. Maybe L20 actually is okay, but just swatching it makes it look strange just, you know, by itself. I had to make sure my mic was clipped. I was like, what's... Oh, much better, much better. And just a little bit here. And if I really wanted to get in more precisely, I'll use my smaller brush. And like all foundation routine techniques, before I move on, I just like to take my finger, lightly pat around so I make sure all the makeup is fully buffed in. Amazing. I didn't pick up the loose powder because I have an abundance. I know I have an abundance of concealer, but hear me out. I have a lot of loose powder. Maybe down the road I will grab it. But so far I really love the foundation, friends. I'm happy I got the foundation stick because it's just something to mix it up. I've been using liquid for quite some time now, I think all of last year. Going in now with my loose powder, or rather my pressed powder from Mama Pat, going in with light for the under eyes, center of the forehead. I will lightly set with medium because I want to, I think yesterday I actually applied the blush and bronzer on its own. There's a little bit of, I'm actually probably okay to apply the bronzer on top of the foundation. Why don't we do that actually? I wanted to show you season 1. Yes, this is with Ashley Blaine Featherston. It's a collab. And although, you know, my pans came in a little split, it's all good. Oh, I'm so sorry. Back to the foundation. I forgot to show you the product details. 15 grams of product, 18-month suggested shelf life, and it is made in the US of A. The medium shade bronzer highlighter duo, we're looking at 8.5 grams of product. Is a lot of product for the highlighter and 10.5 grams for the bronzer. Woo! Suggested shelf life of 24 months. And oh, look, this is made in Italy. Now, I was sad to see that my pans are a little separated, but you know, it happens. But look at this big mirror. This is a beautiful compact. Beautiful compact. And like, this is good for like a whole face of doing, right? I have season 1 and it actually is very, very buildable. Now, the highlighter shade for me works more as a cheek topper shade because on my cheekbones, it just looks like I have a copper colored highlighter there. It's not going to bring in the brightness like a champagne shade would, which is all good. I will still apply it so you guys can see it in action. I'm taking my Chikuhodo T4 brush. Let's go in with the bronzer shade, tapping off a little bit, and let's go in on the hollows of the cheeks. A little bit on the temples. So it definitely has some redness to it. I don't want to say it's orange. There's definitely like a reddish tone to it, which I like. It definitely adds fast warmth to the skin. Absolutely. I might have unevenly applied the foundation here, so it's leaving behind a strange patch, but that's not due to the bronzer. I probably just missed a spot while I was blending. It's buildable. It has a nice silky texture and it adds really nice warmth to my skin. Yes. Why not? Let's move on to the blush. I love these blush compacts. They are so gorgeous. Same matte black packaging with the mented lettering, and you have a magnetic closure still with the lid groove, and then you have a nice size mirror for a blush. Very luxurious feeling, very heavy. Love the packaging on this. We have Pinky Promise and Clay, what is it called? Hold on. In Clay Too Much. So I got Pinky Promise, Clay Too Much. They actually come in 4 shades total. We're looking at a suggested shelf life, 24 months. Total grams of product comes in at 7. Oh, also made in Italy. I want you guys to see both. I know, it's a lot. But I'm going to go in with my Chikuhodo Z8 brush with Clay Too Much. Clay Too Much is such a nice shade to wear high on the cheekbones. And also to wear alone, because of the tone, I feel you could sculpt with it a little bit, right? It has really beautiful pigmentation. Look at that smooth powder texture. And again, I just love the shade. And just tapping it a little higher, just buffing down a little bit. And Pinky Promise. Pinky Promise has some gold shimmer in it, whereas Clay Too Much is a matte finish. So with that said, I'm applying that more on the apples of the cheeks. And the combination, I feel, is lovely, right? So you have like that ruddier tone from Clay Too Much, and then you have that pinky flush of color from Pinky Promise that you could apply more so on the apples of your cheeks to create more of that spring-like blush effect. And Clay Too Much, I feel, if you're a deeper skin tone, you could probably get away with that flush effect from Clay Too Much. If you're around my skin tone, or even not, maybe deeper as well, you could try to apply Clay Too Much higher on the cheekbones so it can have more of that lifted, sculpted effect from that blush shade. Back in with ABF. This is how the highlight shade looks on my cheekbones. And this perhaps is not my most favorite highlight texture because you can see the glitter particles, which is usually not a problem, but I like for that glitter-like effect to be exclusively formulated in that, like the diamond powder from Natasha Denona, right? That's what it's supposed to do. Whereas her other powders are more shimmer-like in finish and effect, whereas this is like both. And I feel for me, I had to do one or the other. So you can kind of see like the glitter sparkles. Is very hard because it's so light. If I tone it down, you see there's like a little bit of an orange hue left behind. Is because this is not an ideal shade for me to wear exclusively as a highlighter. But as I said before, I could place it more here on the cheeks to add a little more tinge of glow. I don't mean to show this product. It's because this was the closest thing nearby. It was the Bobbi Brown Holiday highlighter. I'm just going to use that to brighten up the cheekbones and use that as my highlighter. And to buff everything down, actually, let me see if I could just adjust this here. Just like to pat down a little bit more so it could look cleaner. Now in my Chikuhodo Makie 2 and my pat powder in medium, I'm just gonna buff everything together, and this will also set the foundation. We'll smooth everything out. All right, so we have foundation, all cheek products on the skin. What are we thinking? I like the bronzer. Perhaps not the first bronzer or the one that I will reach for the most. I'll definitely keep it in my rotation. Maybe it's just the color. I like the color. I like that it adds warmth to my skin. I have a lot of bronzers. I feel I prefer that more tawny maybe. I think all bronzers serve a purpose in terms of finish and shade. It's not even the shade, right? Because if it was, even if it's deeper on me to wear as a highlight, I could still wear it as a blush topper. But this isn't in my favorite highlight finish. It's pretty, absolutely, but I think it's a little drier, on the drier side, and with the inclusion of the particles in here, I think it contributes to that dry texture. And this is a nice bronzer. It's almost like, again, it has like a red tone to it, but I'm going to keep using it because I love the compact, of course. The blushes are bomb. Clay Too Much is an amazing shade, and they have that beautiful mulberry shade as well as the Peach to the Stars, their peachy tone blush. The pink is amazing. Pink is going to be great for summertime, just on the cheeks, flushed out and ready to go. I'm actually just going to put on a little bit more because I just want that to come more forward here. All right, I think it's time for us to move on to these eyes. That's enough. Oh, I did not do these brows. What is wrong with me? All right, MAC Paint Pot Soft Ochre is on both lids. And here we have the eyeshadow palette. We're looking at 9 shades and some product details. 12-month suggested shelf life, made in the USA. Total net weight of 18 grams, so you get quite a bit of product in here. Now, one of my pans looked a little strange. It had some bumps in it. I'm not worried about it. I think it was just oddly pressed. I actually want to start off with this mustard shade. Taking that with my Isum G34. Ooh, is there something on that brush? No, that's the shade. Great color. Mustard is almost like the color of Yes We Tan. I think also wonderful to wear by itself if you're looking to use this palette for just a soft contoured lid crease. It is called the everyday palette, and I think appropriately so. Let's go in with this shade here. I'm gonna go in with this eye. Ooh, I like that. I feel these colors are gonna show up deeper on skin than they do on pan. So this definitely showed up of a deeper orange hue than how it looks. I'm gonna whip it out. I wonder what this color can do. I'm gonna use it to maybe buff out the orange shade. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice combination. And with my reference number 15, with that same orange shade, but I'm patting down more on the outer corner to deepen up the hue. That's very nice. I love it. Now this shade has a little bit of brown sparkle in it. Using my Refer 15 to pat some onto the outer corner. Not bad. I think it's blending out quite easily, especially since I'm just doing this. And then after that I swirl and twirl. I think that's a pretty nice application. Going in with that first mustard transition shade, and to buff out the edges of that medium brown. That's nice. Putting a little more here through the crease. Oh yes. I want to go in with this shade, see what's going to happen with it. Same reference number 15. It's like a nice plummy moment. I'm happy they did this color and not a dark brown. I just feel it adds more character to a typical smoky eye, and the reddish tone in here I feel adds nice depth to deeper skin tones. That's very beautiful. I feel very easy to blend. That's a nice smooth application of color, and although we applied one over the other, we can still see the original orange transition shade come through. So Niji Classic Crease with that deep shade. I'm just whipping it through so we can get a smooth blend. Taking that first orange shade with my Isum again, and taking that yellowy beige shade to further buff. Not bad. That looks quite gorgeous. I want to use this pinky beige shade on the lid. So Niji's Build a Pro. Tapping that on the majority of my lid. I think this will look beautiful on deeper skin tones as like a light highlighted matte lid moment, because you'll see the pinkiness come through, and it's such a nice tone. Look at that. That's pretty. Taking a little bit of that brown shade with the sparkles, but pulling it more through the crease. Taking more of that original mustard shade, whipping it through. Why not? I'm going to place this on the inner part of the eye as well. We got 2 metallics here. What shall we use? Let's go in with this one, Builder Pro. I'm going to pull it on the lid on this eye. I'm pressing so I don't get so much fallout, and then tapping in under the crease line. Nice. That has really nice glow to it. I'm just using my finger to press down the looser bits here on the eyeshadow. Tapping down this wine shade over the edges of the shimmer. Oh, we also have this shade. Let's take that with a mini booster and just tap it along the outer V of this eye, because that's going to bring in a little bit of depth too, and I think more so than expected from what you see in pan. You could probably use this shade also to create a smokier lash line. If you don't want to put it on the majority of your outer V, you most certainly are welcome to just keep it closer to the lash line and create a tighter smoke effect. But I just want to see how much depth we can get from that. That's really nice. These shades layer beautifully. I think they complement each other superbly well. and you can still see each of the tones. So you see like that mustard tone still come through even though we applied 2 more browns on top, especially if you keep buffing in. So I still always love to go back with the fluffy brush I started with the original shade, and just further the gradient of color. Speaking of, let's take that same mustard shade with my mini booster on the lower lash line. Taking the dark brown shade here, same brush, and just carefully connecting. This is the softest brush, and it's crucial. Anytime I'm dealing with this area of my eye, it is very sensitive, and it helps when the brush is smooth. Buffing everything together. Now, taking this shade here, I want to place it over this dark brown. So it's very smooth, very, very smooth. And then I take the first one that we applied here, more on the inner part of the lower lash line. And that matte coral shade is still in the majority of the inner corner and just slightly dusting away. I think that added a really nice glow. I'm happy we applied that on top of the matte. Why not? Let's take this shade and place it under this lower lash line and take that wine shade on the outer corner, and with the orange shade, classic crease to buff the edges here. I dropped my Builder Pro. It's okay. What can we use? Let's use this shade. I'm gonna place it right under the inner part of this lash line, and why not use that as our inner corner highlighting moment. All right, let's apply some mascara and I'll be right back. And here we have a close-up on the eyes. I have my L'Oreal Lash Paradise on, Blackest Black waterproof. I love the tones of these shades. I love how they all melt together. And this is called the Everyday Palette for a reason. I think when it comes to warm neutral shades, you can't go wrong. And I feel very appropriate for the makeup wearer who needs something simple to dive into every day that's not going to be intimidating in nature. And the copper wine shades that just blend beautifully together, and the orange tones that I feel just highlight the wine Bordeaux shade of this matte and the mustard tone with the neutral browns on this eye. It just matches my nails. Great color curation for sure. Lipsticks. I actually have quite a few of the older lipsticks just so you can see for shade reference. The 2 lipsticks that I bought from this haul were the Brand Nude, which I don't think was a shade a part of the original launch, as well as the Dope Taupe in the matte. So I got the matte finish as well as the semi-matte, and both are distinguished by the different lettering. So the semi-matte has the gold and the matte has the lettering all in black. I also have their lip liner. Just wanted to check the lip liner descript quickly in case this is also long wearing. I wanted to present those benefits to you. Long wearing lip liner glides across the lips for natural definition that lasts. And I believe the shade I have, it says here Mented Nude, and if it were a different color, it will say Mented Foxy or Mented Pink. It's a mechanical pencil, but it dials down. So good to know if you screwed up too high, you could screw down low. Never mind. And this is the shade, how it looks like in a swatch, and this is how it looks like on the lips. Very creamy, easy to apply. I love the tone of it. This is a great shade, and I wanted to quickly swatch it next to Mel's and Christian Audette's collab liner in Smooches. The one from Mented has a little more like pink, whereas the one from Smooches a little more brown. They're both amazing and are in heavy rotation now with my lip products. The shade I have, Brand Nude, is deeply pigmented tan shade that accentuates your skin tones and won't wash you out. And the model here, she has a foundation shade T30. I'm L30. This is how Brand Nude looks like as a swatch, and here we have it on the lips. Creamy in application, very smoothing on the lips. It has like a like a vanilla type of a scent, which I'm not mad at. Is not evasive in any way. I really love this shade. I think it's appropriate for me as a nude. I don't know if there is any shade in the entire Mented line that's going to be like my new nude, but that's cool because I feel we need a lot more nude shades that are not just beige, you know what I'm saying? I also have Noah on standby from Natasha Denona. I'll swatch it next to Brand Nude. So that has a little more pink and Brand Nude a little more brown. We got Sammy on top. It's like a little warmer in tone. And of course we gotta swatch the new Gucci in Penny Beige. So that's definitely a little more beige in tone, and I like actually to put it on top. It is like the perfect combination, and I like Brand Nude on me. I like that it is a little browner in tone and not just an actual nude, because I just feel it adds a little more dimension to my face. It looks sophisticated, and especially with this eye look, very grown and sexy. Now Dope Taupe has a little more color to it. It's kind of similar, but you see it's a little more brown in hue. Dope Taupe is described to be this ain't your grandmother's taupe. Our unique blend of brown and pink will quickly become your go-to nude. There's a pencil, I believe, that comes in. Is there? Yes, it's called Mented Dope. I want to get that one now. And they also are sold in duos, so you can get a lip liner with a matte or a lip liner with a semi-matte. And here's Dope Taupe on the lips. Although a matte, very smooth in texture, and I don't feel this is overly drying at all. I'm actually quite impressed with the texture of the lipstick, how it applies, really beautiful glide. And the color, this is a unique shade. I know maybe it doesn't seem like it when you just look at the swatches alone, but when on me, I really like that it's not nude on me, and that's cool because it's always hard to find like that brown shade that's not gonna look deep brown on me, and that's nothing wrong. It's just a look, right? I have to be ready for it. So to have a medium brown shade for every day, I feel is just so vital for my lipstick collection. These are the older lipsticks that came with the older logo. This is the original Dope Taupe, but you see it was a little more red. I don't know if it's because the matte finish kind of changes the hue a little bit, but I much prefer this shade over the original Dope Taupe. I also have Nude Lala. This came in the original packaging too. Nude Lala was pretty. Let's put that on quickly. Nude Lala definitely takes on more of a rosy hue, which I like, right? And this is just me. I'm not accustomed to wearing rosy shades on the daily, but I like that tone in there because if someone is deeper than me, it's more like a tan deep, this will look beautifully rosy but still nude on them at the same time. Lastly, I picked up two of their glosses. These are beautifully smooth. Let me pull up the product page again so I can tell you the shade descriptions. I have Pink About Me and Send Nude. They also have bundles if you want. You could get the Gloss for Grown-Ups collection, Summer Lip Gloss collection. I wanted to get Mauve Ova. Maybe I'll get it eventually. Send Nude is truly nude gloss for brown beauties of all hues. This sexy deep tan will be a staple in your makeup bag. Pink About Me, a subtle pop of pink for your perfect pouch. Let's go with Send Nude. I actually haven't tried this yet. So this is our first impressions. Oh, this has like a caramel type of a very smoothing on the lips. This definitely shows up a little richer on me, but I like that. It's good that I could rely on this gloss alone if I wanted a little more color on the lip and not just shine. This is a gloss, but it's not like shiny. I like that though. It has shine. It's almost like a satin gloss. I don't know if that makes any sense. And Pink About Me is next. This is a pretty pink. I really like it. I think over your favorite nude or what have you, this has a little more pink than the Viseart Moisture Lip Boost, which I like. You can see more of the actual pink color show upon application. And it's so cushiony. I really like the texture of their glosses a lot. Going some Brand Nude and some Pinky Promise on the center. And here we have the finished look. Overall, I'm very happy with my purchases. If we wanted to quickly go over my recommendations, for sure the eyeshadow palette. You know how I love eyeshadow palettes to begin with. And although this is not innovative in any way in terms of the tones, the shades included in this palette. I really love the curation. I love this shade that looks totally washed out because I am sitting in front of natural light. This has a peachier coral color to it in real life, and I love how it looks on the lid by itself. It just gives a beautiful glow, a pinky hue, and it's not a shimmer, so it's just different, right? It's just a different direction in terms of what you typically apply on your lid. And the mattes are gorgeous. These tones are beautiful, and I feel you'll be delightfully surprised when you're using this palette and you see the richness of the tones when applied on your skin versus what you see in the pan. I think you're gonna get a nice surprise in terms of what these shades can do. I mean, this mustard shade is absolutely gorgeous alongside the orange, and this wine shade I love. Wines with light oranges, or what would you call this color? It's not your typical orange. It's more like a burnt light orange with the mustard and like the yellow beiges. And the shimmers here are great. I think they have really nice creaminess. This one has more texture, right? So I would be careful. Maybe go in with some Fix Plus just so it can lay down better. But the darker bronze has a little more, it stays a little more intact. I think it's just a creamier texture, and I feel a lot easier to apply on your lid with a brush, whereas this one you might have to go in with a finger tap or just tap your brush down and not swipe initially. And I love the compact. This is a beautiful contact. Of course, it's getting dirty already. I love the Mented on here, and this is a great mirror. Edge to edge mirror, amazing for travel. You could just take this along for the ride and have an array of looks you can do with those shades from daily to event. Absolutely. The foundation stick is marvelous. Even though I'm back and forth about the shade, I feel I can still make it work. Maybe I'll pick up L20 instead. I have plenty of sample to work through, so tomorrow I'll apply L20 all over my face, and I'll definitely keep you updated on that shade experimentation. But this is a great product, and I love the packaging. I think it has beautiful coverage. I love how my skin feels and how it looks, and throughout the day I feel it wears beautifully, and it just gets better as you wear it. It kind of just sinks into your skin without looking greasy. Keep in mind, I'm now normal dry, so that is how my skin responds to this product during the season. It might change in the summer, and with that said, we gotta try it again in the summer. Blushes to die for. These shades are amazing. I love the packaging. I love the hues. Very rich in color. They apply beautifully on the skin. Smooth powders that just buff with ease. I think really foolproof and easy to apply. The lipstick I love. This is a color that I wouldn't typically wear, but brand nude with their nude lipstick. I got the lipstick and lip liner duo, and the glosses are great. They have a caramel type of a taste that's not, doesn't linger. I could handle it, right? It's not a bother to me at all, but I just want to let you know I love these two shades. And Dope Taupe in the matte finish, loving. I am happy that I bought the bronzer. I think this is a nice color. I might have had to set first. Maybe not ideal for me to apply right on the stick foundation, but the color is nice. Absolutely. I think this is a great shade, and let me know if you have season 2, how that appears on your skin tone, what the undertone, if it's red or if it's more neutral of a bronzer shade. And the nail polish. I love this nail polish. You kidding me? Overall, I'm very happy with my Mented Cosmetics haul. I am so happy that I finally took advantage of another special they were running on their site and was able to grab several products, and for me to have a handle on it. And I was looking on my phone now, they're coming out with a new product soon, so really happy to see what they're presenting, and definitely will order it if it piques my interest enough, if I feel it's going to contribute something into my makeup routine. But hopefully this video, friends, helped you if you are wondering about Mented Cosmetics and what they're currently offering, some shade demos and matching and such. Hopefully if you are my skin tone, L30 could work for you. I can try L20 in another video, or I could just take a photo of it and put it on the community board, or update you in a pinned comment below. Let me know what you tried from Mented Cosmetics, what you think about the products, and until then, friends, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial, review, get read with me, favorites of the month, or Friday night chit chat. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.